Welcome and thank you for joining us for this edition of Coach's Corner. My name is George Webb. I'm one of the assistant coaches here for the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team, and I'm here again with Steve Ryan, who's head coach of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders. So we'll go through the same format of the show. We got a lot to talk about today, and we'll also be interviewing our quarterbacks toward the end of the show, both Garrett, Webb, and Ronan Richards. So, Steve, here we are, 6-0.
Yeah. It's a great feeling. You never know what you have coming into a season. You never know what the league brings, and right now we're in a great spot.
You know, it's interesting. When we were in training camp, you've been doing this for a long time now, and the more you do something, the more you can kind of see what the finished product is going to be before it's there. You liked this team back then in training camp.
Right. You always like the energy that these kids had, and it's no mystery that defense wins games, and we knew coming into this that we were going to have a strong defense. So we're very happy with how they're performing.
It's really good. We had a bunch of good players last year, really, really good players. They moved on, so you always wonder who the next man up is going to be. And we haven't filled it exactly in the same roles, but we've had a lot of young guys step up.
Yeah, offensively losing Danny and Johnny are huge losses, but we filled those guys with Garrett and Henry Moore stepping up, and Emilio's in a different role. So, we've just Michael Polk's been great. So, it's kind of you replace them in the aggregate instead of individually.
So, Steve, let's recap the game we just had, Medway, and important division game, always a tough competitor over here. Can you just kind of recap the game and how it went on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, we came out and I think we were able to push them around a little bit in the first half, and it was kind of an emotional day for Medway. They had a few things going on over there. Their coach has resigned after our game, so it's a little awkward for them at the time, and so it's just important for us to stay focused and do our thing. So offensively, we came out. We thought we were able to push them around a little bit in the first half, and in the second half, I believe we wore them down, and we're really able to assert our will.
So the thing that really came through is a breakout game for our offense, and particularly in the throwing game.
Yeah, Garrett to Brian was a great combination for us. Brian just poses so many mismatches to so many defenses, just with his size and speed, that Garrett's able to see that and takes advantage of it.
Brian's been terrific. Was he 6'4" and a junior?
Yeah, 6'4" junior.
And a basketball player too, right? So and baseball. So just a terrific athlete overall. Great to have him as a receiver as well. Emilio had a good night as well.
Oh yeah. Emilio's very consistent. Unfortunately, he took that hit, right before halftime, and so we're going to miss him this week, which is a huge loss for our offense. But it gives other guys a chance to step up. Right now, Ty Myrick's going to step in, and Harry Dummer did a great job for us stepping in, in the role of Emilio.
And this was a complete game. I think we had lots of younger guys step up. There were contributions all across the field. Brian, Emilio had good games, but there was a lot of other support. And kicking game was good, and Henry solid again. So overall team good team win. Offensive line was terrific, and they really pushed hard in the first half and started to take over in the second. Defensive side of the ball. Just want to talk about that for a minute.
Yes, they scored 7 points on us, but to expect shutouts every time is a little bit unrealistic. But for the most part, we are a bend don't break defense, and we know what we're supposed to do. We're willing to do give up short yards to prevent the big hitter, and it's very difficult for teams to march have long runs on us that way.
So it was one touchdown, right? So it was 30-7, and but we held them. They got down in our deep into the red zone a couple of times on us, and our guys held up pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what we pride ourselves on. It's okay, if there's a play here or a play there, but when it gets down into the red zone, that's where we really want to step up, and we've been great at it this year so far.
We'd like to thank the Metro West Daily News. They did a really nice article on one of our team captains, Mackay Robinson, this week. It just came out today, Wednesday's edition. And Mackay does a really nice job setting the tone for the team. In the first quarter, he had a number in the first series, a couple of nice hits, and then he ended up with a really big pick.
Yeah, he's the heart and soul of the defense, if not the entire team. As a linebacker, that's so important. He plays with obvious intensity and aggression and speed, but really the thing that sets him apart is just natural instincts. He really sees where the play is going and is able to attack it behind the line of scrimmage.
For those who want to read the article, you typically have to have a subscription to Metro West Daily News, so we'd encourage you to do that to follow your team. I also post these on my Facebook website, so you can check that out at George Webb as well for some of these articles that the Metro West Daily News has been kind enough to write about our team. Let's pivot, Steve, and talk about the next game we have coming up, Millis. And Millis always plays us tough. We're sitting 6-0, another division game. And this is an important one for us for a bunch of reasons.
Sure. It's another league game, and one of our goals is to win the league title. So we have to win this one. It's Millis also. It's a great rivalry between Dover Sherburne and Millis. We were rivals at the preseason camp, and we saw them then. And there's a lot of friendships, and guys know each other across the two towns. So. It's always a great competition. Millis plays us tough. Of all the teams we play, they're always a team that's one of the hardest hitting teams we face. So, they're well coached. They'll be ready for what we do. So, we have to be at our best.
So what's their record right now, Steve?
I believe they're 500. 3-3.
So they're 3-3. So they're coming in division game. We're 6-0. If we are able to get past Millis over here, then that puts us in position for at least a share of the TVL small title again this year, correct?
Sure. If we were able to get by this, that would put us in position to share at least.
And that's significant. We went 43 years without a title. We got it last year with a really nice run, and we're all happy we don't have to wait 43 years, at another chance at it. So that's why it's going to be a big game on Friday night. We're playing here again at home at 6:30. So we'd encourage everybody to turn out. The 12th man really does make a difference, and the louder the stands are, the more it helps the guys on the field and gives them energy. With Millis, anything we should be looking for in terms of their offense or defense that stands out?
So you'll recognize their offense. Their lineup is very similar to ours. I don't think their plays are maybe as sophisticated as what we do, but I don't think they have some of the weapons that we have at the same time. Defensively, we think they're going to be aggressive. We think they're going to try and press our corners again, and we'll try to take advantage of it.
So they're going to come out when you're sitting at 6-0 and a chance. Another team is 3-3, trying to progress. They're going to give us their best shot to make the most of their season too.
Sure, this is their Super Bowl again. Everybody wants to knock off the undefeated team.
So looking forward. Any final thoughts on Millis before we move on?
Just we know that they're going to be a physical team, and they're going to be ready for us. So we have to give them our best game.
So I do have one last question, and that is when does the MIA and start to do the playoff seeding? Is that in the next week or the week after?
Well, we're seeded 4 right now, but that means next to nothing if we don't win these next 2 games. So, the official seedings come out right after we play Norton.
Okay. So we have Friday night Millis, and then the following week, Friday at Norton, will be the regular season end, and then we'll get into playoff seeding. Thanks for joining us again, Steve. Really appreciate it. And let's make sure the guys are ready to go on Friday night. We're going to take a quick break here.
Becoming free from nicotine takes time and courage. Calling 1-800-QUIT-NOW is a great first step. Whether you're looking to stop smoking, vaping, or using other tobacco or nicotine products, you'll get free coaching support by phone, text, or online as often as you need it. Enroll over the phone or online to get connected to a quit coach, trained to develop a quit plan that works for you. There are no lectures and no judgments. Many of the coaches have even quit tobacco themselves, so they get what you're going through. A coach will ask you a few questions to get to know you, start the process, and schedule your follow-up call. They'll share ways to curb cravings, handle life's big and small stresses, and tackle relapses with you. If you're eligible, they can offer you free quit medicines, like patches, gum, or lozenges, and give you advice on how to get the best results. 1-800-QUIT-NOW is open 24/7. There's a dedicated line in Spanish, 1-855-DÉJELO YA, and interpretation services are available in 200 languages. Your loved ones can also call or go online to learn how to support you. Quitting nicotine can take several tries to learn how to quit for good. Getting support can double your chances of quitting. So, take the first step. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mass.gov/quitting.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story.
Welcome back, and as promised, we're here with our two quarterbacks, Garrett Webb and Ronan Richards. And I got to be honest, these are two of my favorite guys on the team. I know I say that a lot, but I know this one particularly well, and I've gotten to know this one really well. And one thing that's come out is both of you guys are playing really well, working in tandem as quarterback. So we see it on the field, but can you guys talk about the relationship you guys have off the field and the way how you're working out together?
Yeah, obviously on the field, we switch off plays, run different stuff that fits our game. But off the field, we're good friends, and our chemistry translates to on the field very well.
Yeah, we work really well together, and you kind of have to if you're going to be on a successful team. You can't have any bad energy, so we support each other no matter what.
You guys are really positive in terms of we have a sophomore and a junior, and neither one of you started in a varsity football game until this year, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are, you're stepping up, you're learning the system together. And one thing we talked about, Garrett, is, from the first game to the sixth game, can you talk about how it feels a little different under center for you?
Yeah, it's a lot less stressful, but you still get the nerves before the game, but everything kind of slows down. It's not as fast paced. You kind of know where your wide receivers are going to be. You know where your reads, you get better reads. It's just it's a lot easier than the first game, but it's still pretty hard.
So stepping up, knowing your plays, and then reading the defense, looking for the mismatches, calling the checks, right? So all that's pretty fast out of a fire hydrant when you start in the first game of the year. And all that starts to slow down. We were talking to Coach Sullivan, and he said that would happen by the fifth or sixth game a year. Things will slow down. You guys will look a lot more comfortable under center. How's it felt for you?
It's definitely doubting yourself has definitely improved. The first game you're very nervous and you don't kind of see stuff that you should, maybe during practice and stuff. But towards the fifth or sixth game, everything slows down and you can just see the field better.
And so you guys are both feeling a lot more comfortable in rhythm. Now, the funny thing is we heard the opposing coaches saying, when Ronan comes in, running quarterback. And the irony is, Garrett, you picked up a whole bunch of yards running it too. And both you guys can throw the football. So you guys are presenting a pretty interesting challenge for opposing defenses, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think they see on film that I run the ball a lot more, but Garrett can also pick up some yards there. So we can both throw the ball, so it works out well.
And you're also play a little receiver too, right? And so when you have the mix match, both you guys look about the same size, and half the time I can't tell who's under center when we mix it up out there, and I think that's hard for for the other teams too. But it gives us a lot of flexibility with the way how we run our plays, and particularly as we get later in the season. Ronan, you've also been really critical to us on the kicking game. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah, I play kicker and punter, and this is my first year starting at kicker, and I made a couple field goals, and it's been fun. I like kicker a lot.
Now you actually hope to play at the college level at the kicker position, right?
Yeah, I enjoy kicker a lot, and I would definitely like to play at college level.
Yeah, I mean, you're a sophomore and you're pinning the ball back on kickoffs. You've been really good with the kicking, and we had Henry Murphy last year, who was really good, and we thought it'd be hard to replace Murph. But you're coming in and you're starting to pin the ball back just in the same way, and we got you for another couple of years, which is great. Garrett, you had I think we can call it a breakout game this week with 4 TDs, right?
Yeah. It was really the wide receivers that helped me break out. I mean, Harry, that shouldn't have been a touchdown, but Harry made two great moves. And same with Henry. I mean, last real drive of the game, I just threw 10-yard past him, and he ran it all the way for 40-yard touchdown.
And you had two. Was it 2 to Brian? And can you call out the guys who got the touchdowns?
2 to Brian Olsen, 1 to Harry Dummer, and 1 to Henry Moore.
And Emilio didn't get a TD, but he had as usual, a bunch of good catches in the game. Right.
Yeah, of course.
So the unsung heroes. You guys want to talk about the offensive line?
Of course.
Big difference between playing JV football and that line versus the guys when they get to be juniors and seniors, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the JV line guys, but last year I think I was telling Garrett I got sacked 10 times in one game, so it's a big difference, and the line's everything, running, passing. So if you have a good line like our guys, they play awesome. It helps so much.
Yeah, I mean, we love the JV guys, but I mean they need more time to develop, and yeah, but I'm a lot more confident in our line this year. I don't have to rush it if I don't need to. I don't have to rush it if I don't want to.
Well, that was the thing when you guys were playing JV. The line is one of the hardest positions on the field to play because it's constantly moving. The defenses are changing. You have to pick, and if you miss one block, right, then that leaves an open avenue for the guy to come in and take your quarterback out. So by the time the guys get to junior year and senior year, and some of our sophomores have been, like Luca, have been getting a lot of time, which is great because I think our line's going to be good again next year. They really know the blocking schemes, and then they know who they're supposed to cover better, so it leads to less, guys coming flying through the line. So kind of running for your life as a JV quarterback, and the guys, once you get to varsity, give you more time, which is great because that lets you focus on other things, right?
Of course, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, guys, as we get ready for Millis, any thoughts about the upcoming game? How's the week of practice going? And are you guys going to be ready for it?
I mean, we definitely can't take them lightly. Any team we take lightly, we're going to lose to. And we just have to have a good week of practice, stay on task, just everybody give it 100% in practice.
Yeah. I felt like everyone was really focused this week, and I think that's going to translate to Friday for most.
Good. Any final thoughts, guys, to wrap this section? No? Well, again, the Metro West Daily News did a really nice article on you guys at the beginning game in the season, and it's carried through. You guys have continued to be a really, really good quarterback tandem, and we have a lot of football left. Big game on Friday night. So, again, Millis at home, 6:30 here in Dover, Friday night under the lights. This is a big one. If we're able to win against Millis, division game, that locks up at least a half share of the TVL Small, which is pretty exciting, guys. It'd be back-to-back chances at having at least a share of the TVL Small Championship. Thank you again for joining us for this edition of Coach's Corner. This game, when we do broadcast them live, Dover Sherburne TV will put the YouTube website out there. So for those who can't be here in person, you can watch it at home if you're not in the Boston or Dover area. And again, if you have any questions for Coach's Corner, we'll also give you the email address. You can email us any questions you have, and we'll be sure to get the guys up and ask any questions you might have for Coach Ryan. Thanks again for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you all Friday night.